Right, so I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So this is a video, I remember this video, this was like a while back, a long time ago, I want to say years ago. And it came up on the shorts that I was strolling through, and I think it's something that needs to be brought back up. Vocab Malone, this is on his page, but he pretty much get on it, the name of the Lord, which is Yahweh Shah, the son of the Heavenly Father, which is Yahweh Shah in the Paleo Hebrew. If you actually did some research and some study. Now there's a guy that's called a so-called Jew. What's his name? It's something Brown, man. I forget his exact name. But he debated with the Sakari camp about the name, and he said that how we pronounce the name is wrong. It's not biblically accurate. It's not historically accurate. It's not the pronunciation is wrong. Well, anytime he says those things, I wish I remember his name, Dr. Brown or something like that. But he never shows proof. Like if you watch his videos, he never shows proof of anything he's talking about. I watched a debate with him and the Sakari, and everything that he said, he never showed proof. He never showed nothing. No proof of anything that he tried to disprove. And even a lot of his fans alone that was on a comment during a debate that was a while back between him and the Sakari camp, even a lot of his own fans said that they was disappointed in the debate due to the fact that he showed no proof and he pulled out no scriptures. Because one thing you got to understand with these small hats, they're not really about the scriptures, man. They're not really about the book. They're not about prophecies or nothing, man. Right? So anything that comes out of their mouth is just lies, man. It's just lies. Everything that come out of their mouth, anything that comes out of their mouth, you got to look at it as a lie. And the scriptures tell you that in what I think that's Psalms the 58th chapter. I could be wrong, but it says as soon as they be born, they speak lies. So that's what they do. They just speak lies. They don't never really prove anything. But if you watch the debate, Alazar has proven everything he was saying. Everything that he said, he proved it. He pulled out documentation. He pulled out history. Everything that he was saying, he proved it. And Dr. Brown, or whatever his name is, he proves nothing. And his own audience said the same thing, man. So going back to the name of Yahweh Shai and him calling the name of Yahweh Shai, and you would say, well, why didn't an angel appear out of nowhere and delivered him from these cops? Well, because this book is an instruction manual. This book is an instruction manual for the Lord's people, for the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This book is an instruction manual for us. It tells us how to conduct ourselves in the land of our enemy. See, what our people don't understand, that these laws, right, these policies that are written are not for you. They're for these heathens. They're for the elite. They're for these politicians. These so-called white politicians. They're for these so-called white congressmen. They're for these presidents that they set up. These laws and bills are set up for them, man. They're not set up to protect you. But again, like I always say, something that Esau uses is a double-edged sword against him, right? Now, in this scenario, there's a couple comments that state that what they did was illegal. Well, in Michigan, if you look up the laws of in Michigan, it's not. There's not a legal requirement for an officer in Michigan to tell you why he stopped you. But they also have to have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that you have committed a traffic violation. So if they don't have a reasonable, if it's not reasonable on why they stopped you, and they ask you for your ID and you refuse and they pull you out the car, right there already they violated your rights. But that is not for you to sit up there and argue with them, have them bust out your window, pulling you out the car, and you calling the name of the son as if he's about to send an angel down and save you from these cops. Because right now these Edomites are in rule. This is their shit, man. This is them. And excuse my French, but this is all them. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the Lord isn't about to have an angel come down, right, and pull out a sword and get to slicing away to protect you. We have an instruction manual so we know how to deal with them. If they're violating your rights or so-called rights, right? And if the officer refused to tell you why he stopped you, which is not a legal requirement in Michigan, then you could say, well, do you have any reasonable or articulable suspicion that I have committed a traffic violation? If he's not willing to tell you, and you tell him, well, if I give you my ID, would it be of the threat of arrest? So would you arrest me if I don't give you my ID? If he says yes, then that's pretty much all the proof that you need to fight it in court, not fight the police officer. Because you got to understand, with a lot of these cops, it's their way or it's the ground. It's their way or it's the prison system. And what Jake doesn't understand is that Jake think these laws will protect him. These laws are meant to protect you, but we could use them as a double-edged sword to them, right? So when you go into, I want to say that's in the book of Matthew 5. Salakia. This is Matthew 5 and 25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly. There are adversaries. There are enemies, right? It doesn't matter if Esau treat his people the same way, regardless of the fact that's a domestic problem. When Esau is dealing with you, Jake, you got to understand is that devil you could be dealing with could hate your damn guts. He could hate you just by the way you look, or just by the way you talk, or just by the way you dress. So when you're dealing with an Edomite like that, you got to deal with him. You got to deal with him according to the scriptures. You got to deal with him and just agree with him quickly. All right. Do you have any reasonable, articulable, suspicion that I have committed a traffic violation or a crime or about to commit a crime or whatever, and he ain't willing to give you, then tell him, well, are you gonna, if I give you my ID, will it be of, Salakia? Would it be of the threat of arrest? And then you move on from there. But ultimately, you're really supposed to just be quick with it. If he asks you for your ID, then just give it to him, really, right? If he asks you for your ID, you really just supposed to give it to him, because it says agree with that adversary quickly. Not even ask him questions. But a lot of you Jakes are gonna do it any damn way. That's what happened to WFI, the Naquam, right? When an officer, I guess he told them to quiet down. I think this was years back. But he told them to quiet down, and then he came back and started arresting them, because he had the right to arrest him for disorderly conduct, for just being loud, man. But there's a conflict with disorderly conduct and your First Amendment right, because you have the First Amendment to protest, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. You have that right, man. Right? Freedom of press. So it's at a conflict when you out there, expressing what you believe compared to just being loud about it. And cops will always try to get you with the disorderly conduct charge. That's why, we being Israelites and being knowledgeable in this truth, we also got to be knowledgeable of the laws of the land, man. We got to be knowledgeable of that. We just can't just learn this, just the scriptures alone. We also have to be knowledgeable of the law, because guess what? The scriptures is teaching us how to deal with our adversaries, how to deal in our captivity, and learning the law also teaches us how to deal within the system, right? So with Jake being in the car, screaming out the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Mashiach, Yahweh Shah, that's not going to deliver you, bro. That's not going to deliver you from your adversary, because the Lord tell us how to deal with them. The Lord tell us how to deal in a matter that won't get us put in handcuffs, that won't get us slammed on the ground, that won't get us put in prison, right? So Esau, a lot of times when you see brothers having to go to jail, a lot of times they're being charged with disorder. They're more likely going to be charged with disorderly conduct. Because if you out there cussing at people, and I brought this up in one of my other videos, as you said, fuck, F you, mother, y'all some mother loving this, and we gonna do that. And well, cops can come out there and lock you up for disorderly conduct. They could put you in handcuffs, take you to jail for disorderly conduct if the person that called them filed charges on you, man. Now, if they cannot get a hold of the person that said that you were doing all of this and all that, the only thing that cops can do is come up and investigate, because they can't get a hold of the person that actually called the cops on you. So they don't have no proof that you were actually cursing at the person, because in order to bring up a disorderly charge on you, they have to have the victim that you were screaming at, that you was cussing at, that you was, doing all these things to cause conflict or violence. So without the person, so when these people call and they do that shit somewhere down the street, the cop doesn't have the person to press charges on you. That's why when the cops come out to arrest your ass, or if they come out and wanted to arrest you, they can't, because the person ain't there to charge you for it. Because a lot of these people just do that shit because they scared and they think the cop's going to remove you. But according to the law, if you're on public sidewalk, you have the right to do that, and you're protected by the First Amendment. You're protected by the Constitution, and that goes back into what? My prophets shall be not bagged into a corner again. Because now, just because we out there saying death to America, or the Lord's going to destroy America, the Lord is going to the multitude shall perish, which will die in vain. The Lord's going to kill a lot of people. They just can't come out there and lock us up anymore, man. Because again, their laws are a double-edged sword also against them. It comes up against them as well. So the freedom of speech, ultimately the Lord have that in there to protect us. It was in there for us, the prophets. Because you really think that if the Constitution of the freedom of speech, if that wasn't put on there, or the freedom of religion or whatever, if that wasn't put in the Constitution, you think we'll be able to do what we're doing out there? No. Hey, we'll be getting locked up, going to jail, and being behind bars right now because of the things that we say. Right? So Matthew 5:25, agree with thy adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So you got to move wisely with these doubles, man, when you dealing with these cops, especially as a Jake, man, because your ass is in captivity. You're in captivity under your enemies. The scriptures tell you in Jeremiah 30:16 that our enemies devour us, man. So yeah, you can file a lawsuit, but first you got to be able to make it to court and take it to trial to do it. You gotta be able to make it to court and take it to trial to actually file a damn lawsuit. Some of you niggas don't even get to that point. Some of you niggas don't even make it to get to a trial to file a lawsuit or to proceed with a lawsuit. A lot of you end up in a damn grave, man. But there's a way you deal with the matter at hand. That's why you can go, now these days, you can go on YouTube and look up court proceedings. Now you could go on Google and look up revive statues. You could look up statues for Michigan, statues for Arizona, statues for Chicago, New York, California. You could look up statues, and it ain't that difficult, man. The time that you play on video game or you go boxing, you could take a little bit of that time to just look up laws. Just look up driving laws, because there was a cop one time that was on a video that said, look, we could find any reason we want to pull y'all over. And she got suspended for it. And actually, cops can, man. Hey, just for turning on your damn signal light to turn right, there's a certain amount of meters you supposed to turn your damn signal light on. And they could pull you over if you don't turn in that exact meter. I remember watching a damn video where a dude, though, he turned the signal light on at like, I want to say, I believe it was like 60 or 70 meters. And they pulled his ass over for it because he came out of a drug area, man. And they could do that. They could do you like that and then call it a traffic violation. So these cops could find reasons to pull you over. You just got to learn a law, man. You got to learn a law, deal with them promptly. And if you go to court, you deal with it in court, bro, because the damn officer can't do nothing to you in court. But this is what's wrong with Jake, is that Jake think this, man. Jake think if he just called in the name of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, if he called in the name of the Lord, he's just going to be delivered. Let's play that again.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing, man?
You have your driver's license fingerprint on you?
What's going on?
It's a lock. I didn't even play it the first time, but let's play it now, right?
Be happy to tell you once I see who I'm talking to, all right?
I need you to let me know, like, what's going on, like, what happened.
A few moments later.
You gotta let me know what's going on, man. You're not doing it.
You're going to jail is what's going on.
So in Michigan, again, by law, the cop doesn't have to tell you why he pulled you over, but he gotta have reasonable, articulable suspicion that you have committed a crime or going to commit a crime, a traffic violation or whatever. He gotta have that, because once he pulls you out of that car and he doesn't have that, and you go to jail and you go to court, you could take it to trial and file a lawsuit. But again, there's a way you deal with them to where you don't have to have your window busted in, to way they don't have to drag you out of the car. And a lot of people will say, oh, you know, why do the cops, even though the guy said multiple times, let me get out of the car, let me get out of the car. The reason why they won't do that, and the reason why they try to pull you out of the car so hard, because they don't know if your ass is going for a weapon or not. So that's why they have to be rough like that, man.
For what? You ain't, what charge?
But you wouldn't have to go through that if you just follow what the scriptures tell you to. Agree with that adversary quickly. Remember, man, our enemies are in control of this. Job 9:24, for the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Right? Who is the wicked? Malachi 1:4. That wicked is Esau, Edom. He's in control of all this. This is his rules, his laws, his play. And it's all through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shemel Shah, because according to the book of Daniel 8 and 24-25, I believe, the power that is given to him is by way of the power of Yahweh Bashim Shah. Going to Romans, I believe that's the 8th chapter, man. Right? The powers that be. The powers that be is ultimately the powers of Yahweh Shah that gave these devils the power to do what they're doing unto the Lord's chosen people to begin with. So that's what you got to understand, man. When you're going against these devils, you're ultimately going against the Most High, and in this type of in this way, Salakia.
On what charge? Wow.
But and I believe at the time the dude had his wife in the car, his kids in the car, acting a damn fool. But this is a man that lacked knowledge. This is a man that lacked knowledge and understanding. This is a man that lacked the. Hey, this is why the scriptures say this, man. Let's get this. This is why the scripture says this, right? I think that's Hebrews 5. And is it Hebrews 5 or Hebrews 4? It might be Hebrews 4, Salakia. Hebrews 4 and no. It is Hebrews. I just forget what verse it is. Salakia, bear with me real quick while I look it up. Bear with me for 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, it's taking a while to pop up. I got to grab it out of the other phone. If I'm sure it's Hebrews. No. Okay, it doesn't. It's not. I thought it was like Hebrews 5 and 14, maybe. Let me see. Salakia. Them that are full of age. No, that's not it. For everyone. No. But it pretty much goes into learning again, man. Yeah, I don't exactly know where it's at. I thought it was in the book of Hebrews. I believe it goes like, he that is taught, let him be taught again. No, I don't go that way. Salakia. Let me see. Yeah, Salakia. Bear with me for a second. Hebrews 5 and 12. Yeah, here it is. My bad. Hebrews 5 and 12, it says, For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again. So this thing is about learning, man. This thing is about learning. A lot of things don't come naturally. You know, you got to learn. You got to learn, man, because Jake, even the way Jake grows up, man, Jake doesn't grow up the right way. Jake doesn't even grow up to learn how to treat his own brothers, man. So it's always a learning process by getting back in the truth, man. A lot of things isn't natural, man. It's not natural like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be even taught to even. Sometimes you got to be taught to even to treat people with decency. Sometimes, man. It's a psychological thing. Even when you're growing up as a child, you're actually copying. You're like a printer. You're copying everything that's on the computer. So whatever's on the computer, the printer is going to copy. And children, even when you're growing up as a teenager and as an adult, you're copying everything that you see other people do, because a lot of times that's what you're following. You're following the culture. You're following that which is around you. That's why I say people are copy machines, because we copy everything that we see other people do. Even being in this truth, you will copy he that which is above you. And the way he is, you will copy that, learn it, and that's what you will follow after. So that's why I call people copy machines. Because that's what we do. We copy other people. We follow after other people. And we believe that by following them, that is the right way. So his teachers, whomever they may be, whoever he follows, more likely didn't show him how to deal with situations like that. But guess what? Situations like that takes place actually teaches us to teach others how to act by way of the scriptures, man. No matter what situation or how you dealing, it teaches you. This is what this truth is about, is you being taught, man. And you're going to act just like he that which is above you. Right? So the scriptures tell you that, man. The scriptures tell you that in the book of Sirach, the 10th chapter. If the ruler is wicked, the people are wicked. If there's a wise ruler, the people will be wise. So people are only going to do what they see others do. That's just what it is. Right? And there's a reason why this is written in the Bible. There's a reason why this is written in the book of Hebrews 5. Right now, I don't know who written, but it's all through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. But this is why this is written in Hebrews 5:12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principle of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat, man. So you got to be taught all over, man. You got to be taught all over, man. That this is what this thing's about. You're still being taught while you're still in this thing, man. And you're only going to act the way your leaders act. You're only going to act the way you see that which is above you, and how he acts, that's how you going to act. So he acts the way his leaders act. Or it could be that his leaders just never taught him or taught their group how to deal in a situation as such. So since he didn't know how to deal with the situation, this is why he ended up in the situation he's in now. So let's finish off this video and we're going to end it.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car, man. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Let me get out. Okay, get out.
How you doing, sir?
They on Jake as like a bunch of damn monkeys, man. Monkeys on a banana. They on Jake, man. But hey, I'm going to end it from there. Lord willing, this was edifying, but I'm going to say Barak the Yahweh. Barak the Yahweh Shah. Barak the Yahweh. Barak the Yahweh Shah. Bahashem. Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'll let you say, shalom.